Hey, what up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you with a review of the Young Bucks Too Sweet Journey. Here we are on the cover with the Meltzer driver right here on the PWG on the DVD cover here, and then down here on the bottom we have the Too Sweets with Mount Rushmore. There you see Kevin Steen. We see Adam Cole, and we see the Young Bucks all exchanging Too Sweets right there in the middle of the ring. Picked this up on the Black Friday sale from High Spots, and watched this last night. Right here you see the Hardys and the Young Bucks right there in the dream match at the Century. Let me see the Young Bucks doing a super kick at PWG. Let me see the same picture on the DVD on the bottom. Over here we see sort of a Young Bucks cartoon underneath the disc. This one's not coming out, so it is what it is. But there's the disc right there. Them with the IWGP tag titles as well as the PWG championships. Here you go. You flip over onto the back. Get these guys. There's some pictures in here. The family, the daughters. There they are on the Kevin. I was to keep on wanting to call him Kevin Owens, but the Kevin Steen show from High Spots. Wearing the dual Kane masks. There's Bret Hart and Evan Bourne, Matt Sydal. The Bret Hart picture right there, honestly, just has to be a rib. I wanted to show the disc off in case anybody wanted to see it before I got into the review. The review, I don't want to really give you a spoiler, but the one spoiler that I will give you is when I do my top 5, bottom 5 DVDs of 2015 here pretty soon. This is going to be number 1. This is the best DVD that I've honestly seen in a long time. This was really, really good. The only thing that I can tell you that this is close to is like a WrestleMania vlog. Like you go back and you watch like the Click 30 or the Click 31, any of those videos that I've made. Basically, this is the life of the Young Bucks on the road. We see these guys get up in the morning and then basically go to the airport to travel to New York to wrestle the Hardy Boys at a show, and you get to see all the hijinks that come along with basically them having to check their bags and then being scared that their bags aren't going to show up in New York with their t-shirts or their gear, and then being worried about making their connecting flight to make it to New York. They say they've been wrestling all these independent shows, and they're always on the go. They wrestle here, they wrestle there. They're basically taking any booking that they can get because they're on top right now, and it's big time money with them being in the main events. That they've only missed one show, and they only missed the one show due to travel. So, it's not a record, but it is a damn good accomplishment for these guys. And as they're going, they're sitting in the airports, they're telling their stories. And the Young Bucks story, honestly, is a really good one. I mean, as far as everybody puts these guys over for. These are guys that are over without the power of Vince McMahon, without the power of Dixie Carter. They did do the short little run in TNA, but they really didn't get anything out of it. Honestly, they asked for their release because they were basically their team got broken up. They were wrestling as singles. They weren't really going anywhere. If you go back and you watch their matches from TNA, basically all you're really gonna want to see are a few matches against the Motor City Machine Guns. There's not really a whole bunch of highlights. I mean, I'll tell you that honestly, when the Young Bucks were wrestling as Generation Me, I didn't really even know who these guys were at the time. I mean, I had my friends that were more into independent wrestling at the time or went to PWG, telling me how good these guys were and how they would come out to Hanson at the shows, or when they were in TNA and they went to PWG, they would come out to the, I think they came out to the NWO or the Hollywood Hogan theme, saying it was all about the money, just trying to be the big time heels, trying to play it up for the PWG fans that they were better than them because they were in TNA now and things like that. But man, this DVD was good. I want to keep talking about this, but I mean, they interview they interview their wives, they interview their kids, they interview their parents, talking about what it's like to get these guys. They talk a lot about the why they're not in WWE when they're going to be in WWE. You know, all of their friends, basically, once they get to New York, they check into their hotel. You know, who they're immediately met by the person checking into the hotel, who basically says, "Oh, you guys are wrestlers like John Cena," and they have to basically tell the lady who they are, tell them that they're going to be wrestling the Hardys, and I don't know if they're trying to sell a ticket to the lady's son, who's a wrestling fan, or trying to get them to go because she said she went to a WWE event. But you know, they're trying to downplay who they are, but at the same time, they're trying to get over the fact of who they are and what they do, and tag team wrestling. Once they get to the event, they meet up with Kevin Steen, who they basically follow around the whole day. They do the last Kevin Steen show because he is doing his last event before going to NXT. To perform at the Performance Center, and everybody knows how that turned out. But everyone is wishing him well, and giving him advice on what it's going to be like. And he's a good part of this. I mean, he is in this DVD for a good faction of it because of the fact he sits next to the Young Bucks at the convention, or wrestling meet and greet, which I guess is 4.5 hours long. The Young Bucks sell a lot of merch. They sign a lot of autographs, take a lot of pictures. You hear from a lot of fans about why they like the Young Bucks, and they show the event, and they talk to a lot of fans at the event. A lot of them are Hardys fans. And it's not that they don't know who the Young Bucks are. They're just cheering for the guys that they like. And the Young Bucks are going out there. They have a really, really good match against the Hardys. We see them in the back put the match together. We see them in the back sort of celebrating how good the match is after the match is over. I can't say enough. I mean, this is a must-see DVD. Hopefully you guys don't find a way to watch this online and you pick this up. I don't see why more wrestlers don't do documentaries like this, because of being a DVD guy like this. When you go to meet a wrestler, you'll get you'll most of the time get a shirt. You'll pay for a picture or whatever you got to do. But if a DVD's sitting there, I'm a DVD guy. Most of the time, I'm going to pick that thing up. And if it's a good documentary like this, I would put the Young Bucks' Too Sweet Journey right up there with Beyond the Mat. I'd put it up there with the Colt Cabana DVDs that have come out with them being on the road. I can't think of the name of them right now, but he's done 2 of them. The one with Bryan Danielson and the other guy from ROH, and then he's done the one with Luke Gallows and who else was there? Mr. 1859 himself. Well, you know how it is. But damn good DVD. Really check this out. I don't want to give too much away of this, but I ended up staying awake for the whole documentary on part 1, and watching everything that was on there, and then I started watching the bonus clips of part 2, and that is what I fell asleep to last night. But lots of clips talking to wrestlers about what they think of the Young Bucks. They had Dave Meltzer on there, but it's basically talking to Candice LeRae, talking to all of the people that they've had great matches with over the years, and not really just trying to kiss their ass and put them over, but trying to give them the respect that they deserve as being one of the best tag teams and being one of the best entrepreneurs in professional wrestling. They've done this basically all on their own to get to the spot they are today, and someday we'll probably see them wrestle for WWE. But as of right now, they've made the biggest name for themselves just doing it on their own.